Welcome to the Primo's Musings podcast.
Good morning. This is Shri here, and so exciting. We've just moved away from tennis, and then we've turned the page to the March Madness, which is the 3 to 4 weeks of NCAA men's and women's basketball madness that goes on, and pretty much brings, I would say, the country to a standstill. Watching basketball games, last minute Cinderella runs, good teams separating themselves from the other teams. So let's usually starts on a Thursday, and then Friday the first round goes, and then Saturday and Sunday would be the second round, and that would cement these teams' places into the Sweet 16. And really excited to see a lot of good teams make it. Obviously, you have the cream of the crop, the Kansas and North Carolinas, which are always there at every tournament. My alma mater, UConn, is there as the overall number one seed. But let's just get down to the what happened yesterday. And yesterday would go down as one of the upsets, or should we just call it one of the demises of the original Blue Bloods, Kentucky. Kentucky yesterday played Oakland and fell to Oakland 80-76. And there was a kid on the Oakland team, Golke, and I had a chance to watch some of that match yesterday, and he was just on a tear. And he couldn't do anything wrong, and he just destroyed Kentucky. Hit like 7 threes in the first half, won the game for them, and then Kentucky as the number 3 seed is out of the tournament. They were picked as one of the favorites to win the overall tournament, but here you go. I mean, they're out of the tournament. As far as the other matches, one of the other matches that came much closer was the Kansas game against Samford. Kansas was only up by 1. Samford cut it down, but Kansas defense, Samford went cold, missed like 5 of the last 6 shots, and then Kansas held on to dear life. So when I look at the other matchups, North Carolina had no problems at all. They skated much easier, and then Washington State beat Drake. But one of the things in this tournament is that the higher seeds upsetting the lower seeds. The 4-13, 5-12, and the 6-11 matchups are something to look forward to. And yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, NC State, which was 11 seed, beat Texas Tech, which was a 6 seed. Then you had another 11 seed, Oregon, beating South Carolina. And you also had Duquesne beating BYU. So there were 6 and 11 matchups, 11, 1, 3, and 0. Other notable winners yesterday included Arizona, another tournament favorite, Creighton, as Illinois, and then Gonzaga and Iowa State and Tennessee. So those are all pretty much chalk, went along with the chalk, but this is going to be an interesting tournament as it is. Is Oakland the Cinderella for this tournament? We will see. Usually there is always this one team that makes the Cinderella run. Last year, you had FAU making it to the Final Four. St. Peter's had a magical run sometime, although this time they fell early. And let's see if on the other side of things, good teams that falter, but let's see if they can make a run. Gonzaga is one team like that. A lot of people did pick McNeese State to upset Gonzaga, but they held on. Actually, they won pretty big by 21 points. But let's see. We have a lot of good games up today. We have a lot of the Florida Atlantic Northwestern matchup. You have the San Diego State, which was in the Final Four last year, which are actually in the final last year against UConn, playing UAB. Marquette, UConn is on, and then you have one more 6-11 matchup with New Mexico and Clemson. A lot of people are picking New Mexico over Clemson. Let's see if they go the 6-11 matchups continue their streak. You have Auburn, which is probably one of the best teams playing against like Ivy League team. Duke and Vermont go. Let's see if Vermont has something. Duke has faltered lately in the tournament. And then, of course, we do have Houston playing along with State. So with that, I'll come back tomorrow to wrap up the winners and upset surprises. But when I look at it, I do see a very interesting matchup with James Madison in Wisconsin. James Madison is one school that has won a lot of, almost 30 games this year. Let's see if they can upset. I don't think so, but Houston should continue their run. And then the other thing would be Purdue playing today against Grambling State. Purdue fell to Fairleigh Dickinson last year. They are one of the tournament favorites. Let's see if Edie and the Purdue Boilermakers can make a deep run into the tournament this year. With that, we wrap up the NCAA basketball first round day one matchup. And looking forward to the madness that ensues on day two. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening. Primo will be back soon.